Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Beth, and I just finished reading Carrie by Stephen King. This book was published in 1974 and is about 220 pages long. So I know this isn't the regular cover, this is just my first attempt at rebinding a novel because I attempted to tape the one I had, but it fell out. So hence why I tried to remake it. This is my first attempt, so don't be too harsh on it. There's actually a really great history regarding this novel. It's Stephen King's first published work, and he actually threw it in the trash. And his wife basically dug it out for him and helped him finish it with the more womanly elements and said, you can't throw this away. There is it's seen on the cover right here. There was a film that came out in 1976 with Sissy Spacek and John Travolta and Amy Irving. And then there was a remake in 2013 with Julianne Moore. I have not seen the 2013 remake, but I am very well acquainted with the 1976 Sissy Spacek version, which I adore. And that's why I've always really wanted to read the book, because I've, heard such great things about it. And it's really the book that put Stephen King on the map, and it's usually quoted as one of his top novels, and it's so short. I think this is probably his shortest novel, at least under his name, that I've read or heard of. And I think that there's certain things that are really well done in the novel. Just the way it reads, as a woman, I can definitely see how that was from the mind of a teenage girl. I can see it, it makes perfect sense to me. And it truly depicts this horrific painting of the abuse this poor girl went through. Yes, I know at the end, and I'm sorry, I'm giving spoilers for a very, very old story, and I'm pretty sure it's very well known at this point. Essentially, premise, there is a girl and she is tortured in school. She gets her first period, and it kind of spurs her telekinetic ability. And throughout it all, her mother is a religious fanatic that believes getting her period means that she was doing sin. Not because, that's how biology works, but because her mother is a really messed up religious zealot. I'm not saying people that are religious are messed up like that. I'm just saying this character in particular is evil. Um but and then all of the girls at school, they were tormenting her, especially for getting her period, and it all culminates at this really intense prom scene where Carrie, spoiler work, she kills everybody. Not everyone, but basically everybody. And the thing that I love the prom scene in the movie that was Sissy Spacek, of like the shooting and the way it does split screens and the music in conjunction with her telekinetic flexes. And the books, she calls them flexes, because in the book, which is really cool, you do actually see her making her telekinesis stronger by flexing her brain muscles, and it has an actual effect on her body. She says that she feels as if her pulse has gone up higher to, I think he said 140 at one point, and then later he said that she got up to 200 when she was doing her murdering spree. And I do like that there are different viewpoints shown in the novel. It's basically an amalgamation of newspaper clippings, of a commission transcript for after the fact. So actually, early on in the novel, you learn a lot of people are going to die. It's just kind of, how does it unfold? How does this unravel? What is that spark that ignites the climax of this novel? And it's really short, this book, so I would say that it's a very quick read, and I think that it is stunning in its brevity, because Stephen King is not known for his brevity. He writes these monoliths that sometimes just go on way too long and have way too many random things, like Cosmic Turtle, and just so many things. I love The Shining, do not get me wrong, but there were points where you just didn't need it. That's all I'm going to say. This book, there really isn't anything extra. It's very straight to the point. Yeah, to a degree, I would have liked more, but I think that the real problem and what it's missing in this book is her telekinetic powers aren't really laid out in a way that makes sense to me, because all of a sudden she can read minds, and then she can like visualize things that aren't in front of her eyes, so she can look through a wall and say, oh yes, I can taste the gas and see the pipe and I'm gonna make it explode. But she wouldn't have known that was there beforehand, and all of a sudden she's controlling it. I just feel that maybe he made her a little too powerful, like just to be able to do all these different things and rifling through the mines. But I mean, funny enough, I do think that Carrie from this novel and the Phoenix are really, really similar. So slightly different but the same storylines, so to speak. And by the Phoenix, I mean the Marvel character. I think that this book is really enjoyable. I love seeing how it differs from the film, though I do think that the 1976 film is better. It's one of those rare occasions, just because the ending of the book, in my opinion, is not handled as well as the movie. The movie, very much the ending is kind of that, got you horror ending, while the book, it does leave you on a stilted kind of note, giving you unease in the way that a horror novel should at the very end. But there are points where, like I said, her telekinesis just wasn't clear enough for me, and it just spun out of control in not the best way. I do love in the book, though, that there is more carnage. Like, not, she didn't just take care of the prom, she blew up the whole town. And she was on a spree. I also like how you get things from the mother's perspective and a little bit of backstory on Carrie. These are really great things in the novel, though I do believe that the movie is better. Just because, like I said, ending isn't handled as well. I'm personally very happy that I read this novel. I think that it's really timeless. It's a very timeless book in that even though there are certain things that kind of give away its time period and era, I feel that these are things that a teenage girl could still relate to now, and it's very topical. So, I'm gonna say if you really love the movie and kind of want more backstory, read the book. Highly recommend. But if not sure about reading it, but you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. Please, it is a masterpiece. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my book review and have a good one.